A flotilla of 50 ships. Their aim, they say, to try to break the Israeli naval blockade of Gaza and deliver urgent aid. On board, activists from 41 different countries. Among them, a 24-year-old British medical student, Karim Awad.
We are civilians carrying aid, exercising our rights. We want to deliver aid to people who need it.
As they sail towards Gaza, they're still 200 nautical miles away in international waters. The ships are intercepted by armed Israeli soldiers.
We've just been told that a warship has been spotted quite close to us, not too far, and we're initiating protocol, preparing for interception. We do not want to be kidnapped. We do not want to be intercepted.
Despite his pleas, the soldiers start firing at the boats in the flotilla.
The first round was in our general direction, but the second round was aimed at us, and it ricocheted off the framework of the cockpit and out the boat. After that, they boarded the boat.
The activists had known this might happen and were trained in how to safely comply. But Karim says he was totally unprepared for the violence he claims was used against them.
So the soldier was ripping the Palestinian flags off the boat. So he used that same flag, he sort of twisted it like that into a rope, and then he tied it around my neck, and really sort of tightened it, and just like started choking me with it. And then he used that same flag, so he got the bit of the flag, and then he covered my face with it like a mask, which was very distressing.
Forced onto a prison ship, Karim and the others were taken to the port of Ashdod in Israel. In graphic detail, he tells me he was beaten multiple times.
They beat me in the head, they punched me in the head, kneed me in the head, kicked me as well. At that point I was standing in a body on my legs, and then when I got to the floor, one of the soldiers, the IDF soldiers, he kicked me between the legs as I was on the floor, and he was using his boot to insert it into my backside as I was on the floor. And meanwhile, the others are kicking me on my arms, on my back, and my legs as well, like stomping on my legs, stomping on my back. And I was concussed.
You were beaten quite badly and assaulted, sexually assaulted?
Yes. One of the soldiers grabbed me and he hit me against the container, and then he asked me to take my trousers down. I did that, and he was using a metal detector, right, to run it along my legs, and he was striking me in my genitals with the metal detector.
At least 15 alleged sexual assaults were reported by the flotilla organisers, as well as severe widespread injuries, including broken bones. Israel has completely rejected the allegations and described the flotilla as a distasteful publicity stunt. And yet, in a bizarre twist, one of its own government ministers is accused of using the events for a publicity stunt of his own. They came with much pride as big heroes, yet look at them now, proclaims Itamar Ben-Gvir, the extremist member of cabinet. As Karim and the other prisoners were held in a stress position, the Minister of National Security posted this video of himself taunting them.
So I was on the floor when Ben-Gvir showed up. It was a cheap attempt at trying to humiliate us. When he was doing that, it was sort of provoking the entire world that it doesn't matter what nationality you're from, I can do this to you.
And the kind of showmanship.
Yeah. Sort of like a movie star, I think he was thinking in his head.
The footage drew rare criticism from Prime Minister Netanyahu, who described it as not in line with Israel's values. This after international condemnation of the treatment of the activists. Karim was among those deported to Turkey. The UK government told us they demanded an urgent explanation from the Israeli embassy. Others, including Spain and Italy, wanted to go further with sanctions against Ben-Gvir, but this was rejected by the European Council.
You'll know that the Israelis consider these flotillas as illegal, and they believe that they are provocative. What was the aim of it? What did you hope to achieve?
I mean, best case scenario would have been to get the aid through, go back home, you know, no bruises, no nightmares, nothing. You know, that would have been the best case scenario, I think, you know, for everyone on the flotilla. You know, who wants to go, you know, yeah, I'm going to go get my head kicked in. Why not?
Karim is now preparing for his final exams and reflecting on what he's been through.
Do you think any of those soldiers will ever be held to account for what they did to you?
I don't believe so. You know, what happened is just going to get swept under the rug.
What's been the lasting impact on you of what you've been through?
I haven't been able to, you know, focus on anything. My sleep has been, you know, largely affected as well. I have a lot of nightmares.
Despite the nightmares, the student says his experiences have left him determined to continue with his activism. An Israeli spokesperson told us it will not allow any breach of what it says is its lawful blockade of Gaza.